Okay, the game got patched and we got the new ID in the game, so we're just gonna check the number, make sure they are good. And by the way, you can see I actually pulled for them, so yeah, they are good. I just have an issue with done, but we go over this later. So Gregor, it's literally the same coin per conditional we got on all your Liu IDs. Coin per +1 for every 3 burn, max 2. And you roll a 15, which is on par with your other Liu IDs. So just good skill 1 here, nothing sauce. Here we're gonna roll 20, and then we're gonna apply the burn in a way, that's very good. And then we're gonna deal up to 30 more damage. So nothing weird here, very good skill 2. Very good AoE application for your ego gift in Mirror Dungeon, or just to fulfill the condition of your burn IDs faster in just mobbing scenarios. And skill 3, we're gonna roll 6, 6, 6, 6, 20, 23. We're gonna roll up to 23 maximum, and actually no, if we respect the base power burn conditional, then suddenly we can roll a 26 on this. So very good skill 3. And then we're gonna do up to 100% more damage if we are in overrated, and we go 100 again in overrated here. So we can do up to 200% more damage, or if we're in overrated, or up to 100 if we are in District 12 fuel state. And then if you defeat the target, or if you just consume fuel, which are gonna consume fuel unless you fuck up something or you forget to refuel, then you gain 2 blunt damage up. So this is just literally very good. And you have +5 offense level here, which is like plus 15% more damage basically. And then 52 here, 53 here, so yeah, pretty good. And then he has 3 more defense level, which means uneven defense level. So if the enemy has only 50, then suddenly you have the advantage, they have 1 less clash power basically. So yeah, that's pretty good. And the counter as well. Gonna roll a 16 with this, you just use this to refuel to replace your skill 1. So yeah, nothing weird, ID pretty good. And we can check the passive. It's a Wrath Resonance, so you can activate it at any time, you don't need to stack up on the resource, very good. Then you're gonna deal up to 40 more damage the longer he has been in the battle and consume his fuel. And if you fulfill this condition, which is a fighting Bloodfiend or Bloodbag, or having a sum of burn and burn count higher than 30 or equal to 30, then suddenly you can deal up to 60 damage. So yeah, we can do up to 200 damage on your skill 3, and then with the passive you can deal 60% extra on that. So yeah, very good. And then we have the burn application in AoE if you stagger the enemy or if you defeat someone that has burn, which is as well pretty good for your ego gift and so on. And support passive, literally just more wrath damage, up to 20% on the fasted ally. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so Gregor, very good ID, gonna fit in the meta team easily, and you have 2 wrath kill in your bag, so easy wrath resonance for everyone, so kinda chilling, kinda pretty good ID, no issue with him, nothing sus. And then we have Dawn. Dawn is poise burn ID, so Dawn is good, don't be worried about that at all, but the issue I have with her is that she's a poise ID, poise burn ID. So anyways, skill 1, you roll a 15, pretty good, no issue with this. You gain 3 post count on you, so you don't even have to win the clash, so yeah, and then you afflict your burn. So yeah, pretty good, nothing weird here. Skill 2, you're gonna roll 22 with this. And you're gonna gain 2 poise count, additional poise count based on the mark. So if you have 1 mark, 1 poise count, you have 3 mark, 3 poise count, so 5 poise count at best from this. And then you're gonna inflict defense level down on top of the burn. Maximum 5 here based on the burn, and then maximum 3 from the mark, so 8 defense level down. So for an even defense to offense level down between you and your enemy, suddenly you deal like what, 24% more damage. So everyone going after her deal 24% more damage. That's very good for everyone, and that's very good because she has ace conditional in her passive, which means she will go faster than most of your ID most of the time. So yeah, very good, nothing weird with this. It's just gain poise count and you gain some poise, so your big poise gain is on your skill 3. Skill 3, you're gonna roll what with this? You're gonna roll 24, right? 5, 4, yeah, 24. You're gonna roll 24 with this. So the damage conditional is based on the mark. So you have to apply the mark if you want to benefit from this, and you have to be hitting the target 3 times to have 3 mark and be at 45% more damage. That's where I start to have an issue with this character, is that to deal the most damage, we want the mark. And we don't really... That's basically what you're gonna fulfill in bossing, but when you're mobbing and everything, it will not matter. You will not apply more than 1 mark on something because it will die next turn. But anyway, you're gonna get fine poise here, and you're gonna gain 3 additional poise if you have 1 mark, so up to 8 poise. So that's very good for a poise ramp up. And then you're gonna deal up to 50% more crit damage. So that's very good. There is nothing bad with this, and on top of this, you deal 3 defense level down, which is 9% more damage for everyone going after her. So yeah, nothing bad. The only issue I have is that for your passive here, you're gonna need 3 marks to get 15% more crit damage on top of the 15% you can already get. So you get 15% if you have 15 burn, and then you gain up to 15% more based on the mark you got. So if you want to get the most amount of damage out of this character, you need to apply the mark. And in the mirror dungeon, for example, you're one-shooting everything, so you don't apply the mark. And in mobbing in story, you're gonna one-tap, two-tap everything, so you're not gonna get big advantage out of the mark. But for bossing, it's fine. No problem with this. That's the intended usage, right? You wanna focus on one part with this character and you can do this. So no issue with this. But then she's still a poise ID and she still has to ramp up the poise a bit. But anyway, I went over the evade, but it's a very good evade. You have to roll here, so if you don't roll, you're only at 4. So you want to have positive SP when you use this, and then suddenly you can have up to 12 coin power, and then you can roll up to 16. So very good evade here, nothing bad. But yeah, anyways. The passive. You're gonna gain haste based on the poise, maximum 2 haste, okay, and then what I went over, like, you're gonna deal more crit damage based on the burn. If you have the mark, you deal even more crit damage. The support passive, one ally with a fast speed on Clash Win will gain haste, and if the target has 20 burn or more, then suddenly you're gonna gain 1 more haste. So this does not matter for current burn IDs because they don't care about haste, and we're gonna need more Cinq ID. So Dawn is a poise ID. Poise ID needs to ramp up, so we want poise support for her ideally, right? But an issue number 1 is poise support. Well, she's the poise support in the other poise team, so yeah. That's already a problem. So you can choose a poise support with her because she's the poise support in the other team. Now, what else do we have for poise support? We have Thorakalja, but Ryoshu kinda just got replaced, so we're not gonna use Thorakalja. But if you don't know, this is 3 poise count every turn to a number of allies that is defined by how many targets she has killed with this, or how many allies she has killed with this eco. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait, but the poise support ego is here already, and then we have the poise support Faust, right? We have the Thorakalja Faust, which is 1 poise count every turn. So this is good poise support, but we cannot use it yet because we do not have Cinq East Faust, and we don't have Cinq East Ryoshu. Now you can still use them if you want, but all your other allies do not benefit from poise. So you're using ego resources for an ego skill that only benefits 1 out of the 6 ID in your team. That's the issue I have. So later down the road it will be better for her, but for now she's the only poise ID, so it's a bit weird. And she needs to ramp up her poise alone, which takes more time than it should in an entire team that will be poise reliant, because you will have the poise support needed. But yeah, other than that, yes, she's a pretty good ID, win rate friendly as well. So yeah, for me the winner of this patch is Gregor, because suddenly we have AoE for burn, and then the burn meta team in Mirror Dungeon will clear even faster, and then just for burn in general it's very good to have the AoE application. So yeah, 2 good IDs overall. Don't need more of her team out. Gregor is good as it is. That's all. So I just realized I forgot to talk about the possible team. So for Mirror Dungeon, so again, we do not use Magic Bullet. She does not exist unless you're going a very high floor in the Mirror Dungeon Infinity. So for me, our dungeon is gonna be very, very simple. We have the Gregor. He wants to be in the battle first anyway, in general, not just Mirror Dungeon, because he needs to stack the fuel consumption so he can deal more damage based on the fuel he consumed. So you want him to be first, not substitute, because of this, usually, as a general rule. So we're gonna have the Gregor, we're gonna have the Filclair, the Rodia, the Ishmael, and then the Faust, and the Liu Yisang. But you could replace the Faust with the Dawn if you want. That's what I'm gonna do just for fun in Mirror Dungeon. For bossing now, it's gonna depend what you want. You might not be using the two at the same time, because suddenly we're gonna be using Magic Bullet, right? So you would have Magic Bullet, Sinclair, Rodion, and Liu Yisang 1000%. These two you can replace. Ishmael skill 1, Lust. Gregor skill 1, Lust. Okay? We can replace this by this, or we can replace this by this. It's up to us. First, I mean, if you want to miss out on Flute Sack, Toracalgia, or whatever you use, well, you can replace Faust if you want, right? And she's gonna suicide anyway. So if she comes in, she suicide, usually Dawn will replace her. Or you can replace her by Dawn and not use Faust at all. It's up to you. I didn't test everything yet, but that's what I think. So yeah, that's all for the video.